Okay, no giggling in class. Okay, no, but come on, people, what's going on today? What's happened today? We are, of course, discussing day 3, England versus India, and the test at Lords. If you are just joining us, thank you. I'm grateful to you guys, but I'm a little bit annoyed in general. I'm sure we all are feeling a little mix of emotions here.
Yeah.
I just feel like we were in such a strong position. Why are we here? Joe Root today. Let's just recap some of this. Well, firstly, England finished, was it 390 or 396 in the end?
391.
All out.
391.
391, all out. Joe Root getting 180 at the, in bat. He batted for 9 hours at the crease.
Yeah.
9 hours. You can watch Lagan 3 times. Yeah, that's a long film, nearly. All right, so here we have a phenomenal performance from a phenomenal cricketer. Okay, but did we just get hustled by one man, Gurkurt? Is that what it was? Is India versus Joe Root?
Pretty much is. Like I said in the pre-match show, if you look at Joe Root's statistics, that he averages 57 against India, has scored 2,000 runs against India, which is his most. And today, for the very first time, he's achieved a feat of scoring back-to-back hundreds in back-to-back innings. He scored back-to-back hundreds in back-to-back test matches, which was earlier this year when England were touring Sri Lanka, and this is also his 5th hundred. Not only that, his last 3 hundreds have all against been India. One today, the one in the previous test match, and then one in Chennai, which was his 100 test match where he scored that double hundred. So yes, it does seem like that he has some scores to settle with India, but apart from Joe Root batting so well, I think India should be disappointed of their bowling performance. The scorecard might not tell you that, but I genuinely thought that Jasprit Bumrah lacked support today. He may not have got any wickets, but he was definitely, in my view, India's best bowler today on display because of the consistency with which he was bowling at. You have to question Mohammad Shami giving runs at nearly 4 runs per over once again, just like the day 4 of the previous test match. Ishant and Siraj and Ishant did get wickets post tea rather, but between in the first 2 sessions they were wayward and lacked discipline, which is why England got into the position that they were at tea time. So India would be slightly unhappy with the effort of their pacers. What also didn't help them was that the wicket turned out to be pretty flat. There was sunshine all throughout the day. There wasn't much seam movement or swing movement on offer. And once again, and I have a lot of disappointment in saying this, but for the 3rd test match in a row, Virat Kohli has not used Ravindra Jadeja, the bowler, as he should have. Bowling in test matches requires the bowler to set up it, and especially when it's a flat wicket, you need spinners to have a longest spell. The longest spell that Ravindra Jadeja has had in 3 test matches has been 6 overs, which was today in the first hour. After that, he hasn't really bowled 5 or 6 overs at a stretch. So how do you expect Jadeja to set up a batsman? It is impossible to do that. So quite a few things that didn't work out India's way today, and the result is there for everyone to see. But I still think the match is still in the balance, because when we had won in 2014 against England, England had still taken a 24-run lead after the first innings. Because England have to bat 4th, this match is still perfectly in balance.
It's in balance. You're absolutely right, but Nitish, I want to hear from you. It shouldn't be in balance. It should have been a whitewash. We were talking about poor old England, and only, like I said, 24, 36 hours ago. Poor old England. Bachara, they haven't got a great squad at the moment. Lots of people out. Again, I know I'm sure you agree with a lot of what Gurkrit said, but anything you want to add to that as to why we are in this spot?
Before I answer to your question, I've written a couple of lines I would like to mention. I would like to recite.
Hey, you know me. I always want to hear your lines. Okay, let's hear it.
So, oh Ashwin, where are you? There is serious trouble for men in blue. Without you, our bowlers don't know what to do. Team India is not winning this match. This is sad, but it's true. So,
hi.
See, it's absolute.
It's a beautiful bit of poetry, but it's very harsh as well because.
See, I'm always critical if you're not performing. Yesterday, in the post-match show, we discussed that we need a couple of wickets early on. We did not do that, and Siraj took the wicket off Bairstow, but I would say it should be on Bairstow. He played a very loose shot and he lost his wicket. Otherwise, they could have got even 450 or 500. And only positive in the day was when one partnership was going on, some 50, 60 run they were scoring, we got a wicket. That was the only positive throughout the day. Otherwise, we had really bad day. Joe Root, I don't know. This man is really good, and on the offside, he's taking singles on the third man area. You are not taking any fielder there. You're not attacking that position. He took so many runs in that position. What are you doing? He scored. He's 9,000. He's in the 9,000 club now. He was under 8,900 yesterday, and he scored 180 today.
Yeah.
This man, only one man is troubling us. Yesterday I mentioned. Today I'm really disappointed. I'm absolutely disappointed.
Yeah. All right. Let's go down to Kunal and I say go down. Sorry, because on my screen we're going all the way down to these guys. Hello.
Hi.
So let's go down to our guys, Kunal and Sanika. What did you see today? Again, I felt like it was India versus one man. Look, let's just say it now for the record. A phenomenal performance from Joe Root. We are in admiration. This is all love. But again, disappointment from us because one man shouldn't be able to do that to us.
Totally agree with that. I mean, Joe Root, two things to it. One, we could have done a lot better in terms of bowling and field placement and everything. But then Joe Root also deserves a lot of credit. I mean, he has, like Ulfiyat mentioned, statistically proven he has batted really, really well against India over the years. And even today he proved it that it wasn't just a fluke. So credit to Joe Root. But then, like Nitish also mentioned, we could have done a lot better. It just felt like he was dictating the entire day. Like Joe Root was on the crease. If I have to take a highlight of today's game, Joe Root was always on the picture. So that has been one concern. The only silver lining that we have might be the wicket on the last delivery day. At least their innings is over. I mean, that's one.
I actually prayed like while we were watching, please last ball, wicket chahiye, please, and it was good.
And just tell me one thing, Gurkirat and Nitish, if you can. I mean, what's with those 17 no balls? I mean, was that pressure or was it just a strategy? I don't know, what was it?
So that's the lead is the extras actually.
That's right.
So
the Joe Root and Indian bowlers had a partnership over there.
I have a theory on this. I don't know how sound it might be because
Let's hear the CEO's theory. CEO's theory, everybody. Let's go. What's CEO saying?
So on normal grounds, what you have is you have a flat surface where where the chances of being wrong-footed are very less. But when you're playing at Lords, there's a slope, and sometimes if you are bowling towards the slope, there's a possibility that you might cover that extra bit of distance because especially if you're bowling towards the slope. So maybe that might have played a part in terms of that extra foot being landing wrong, because it's not something that Indian bowlers or away bowlers are used to, especially if you see Bumrah's playing in Lords for the first time. He hasn't played a test match at Lords for the first time. So maybe it could have been because when you're running downwards on a slope, you're bound to cover that distance slightly faster than what you would on a straight surface or on a flat surface. So that might have played a little bit of a part, but that's 17 no balls is still too much. That might explain that extra occasion, because even Jadeja bowled a no ball. That is why I was thinking that the slope might have played a part on it, because if you think of the muscle memory, which I keep talking about, your body is still trained to put in those yards when you're in your bowling action and in your bowling follow through. So the body may not adjust to the slope straight away, which might have led to a no ball here and there from each and every bowler. But 17 is still too much. 10 is still too much from
or maybe it might be the thing they were trying to push too much, too hard. They were trying to do that. Maybe that might be a case as well. But still, really sad.
No, we all said at the start of the day, we all said, look, Joe Root's a danger man. He's got to get out. But I don't think we quite estimated how dangerous he is or how dangerous he could have been today. Look, 180 runs. You even take some of that away, and it puts us into a kind of a much more comfortable spot to go into tomorrow. But we are where we are at. Yes, there is elements of our bowling that could be questioned, which is ironic because only a few days ago we were like, whoa, our bowling's great, everything's coming together, what an India squad. So apart from the slope, apart from things like that, or is it that Lords is just a very different kind of pitch? What else could we look at, or what else should Virat Kohli and the team be looking at with our bowling right now? Oh God, who is that?
Yeah. So I'd say it with certain amount of certainty that today was probably the best day to bat in the entire series. Make no mistake about it. That also played a part. But Sanjay Manjrekar today on air gave a very good point about Joe Root's trigger movements where he was not bringing his front pad on the off stump, which was preventing the LBW dismissals. And India actually tried quite a lot to get him out LBW, especially yesterday. But today, just the way India started the first half hour, in the first 6 overs, England had scored 30-35 odd runs, and which set the tone for India to be on the defensive straight away. If you look at Joe Root's wagon wheel, he scored 70 runs in the mid-wicket to long leg legion, which sort of showed that India tried to overcompensate with that LBW attack. Because if you're giving him 70 runs, that is roughly, you'd say, 40% of the runs on the leg side. And you didn't really have enough protection because you couldn't really cut down his dabs to the third man as well with having a deep point, because again, and a lot of the blame for that should go to Mohammad Shami, because he was really not bowling full enough. He was bowling a in between length where he wasn't testing Joe Root's pads, and he wasn't testing the outside edge as well. Joe Root was very comfortable when it came to playing Mohammad Shami, where he was just playing off the crease and playing besides the line. So I think it was a combination of good batting conditions, poor execution of plans, and on top of it, just no discipline at all, especially from someone like a Mohammad Shami.
Okay, talking of which then, so in retrospect, because we were also happy, we were happy with the call when Joe Root won the toss. We were like, we would have done the same thing. Did Joe Root actually play that perfectly well, knowing Lords, knowing the weather, maybe knowing what was coming up? Did he line himself up to kind of go, well, let's bowl under these conditions so that we can bat in this glorious sunshine on the Saturday and have the best day of batting? So that obviously, in retrospect, was the right call, wasn't it, Kunal and Sanika?
It might have been, but then I'm not really sure if that was the goal. I mean, if this was a World Test Championship and what Kane Williamson did, that was probably a very good decision. But then over here, I'm not really sure because I haven't followed Joe Root as a captain in England. I mean, I've just watched the matches where India is playing against England, but I haven't really followed England's each and every home series. So I'm not really sure if that was the case. But if Nitish or Lurkiyat has some opinion on this, I would like to know. Because it does seem like a good decision over there.
It worked out very well for them, Nitish.
It might have happened. It's a 50-50 case, I would say, because in the first test, he took a chance to bat first and it did not play off. And they know that India hasn't done well at Lords in history. So maybe that was the thing. And as Gurkirat mentioned, that was the best day to bat on. Day 3, and maybe tomorrow is a good day to bat on. So maybe that was the thing. Maybe the weather thing, whatever their prediction they have checked and all. So. Yeah. Maybe that was the case, but whatever is the case, whether it was a gamble, whether it was planned, it is going against us. Yesterday we were, very high up with the hopes that yes, we're playing it, we'll be winning it. But today, all the faces, and even Tommy is looking sad.
I tell you what it is. It's kind of sadness mixed with confusion. Because I'm like, it's almost like all the prep was done, the setup was done. We were all in a good place. The work was there. The teams come together. It was just everything was so good. Yeah. And I don't understand how we could be dismantled by one man and a not great bowling player. It's like it didn't take very much for them to catch back up to where we are. They are. So
one more point into it. Yeah. Sorry, I'm interrupting. One more point in that. In this match, Joe Root, in the previous as well, only Joe Root we were managing and we were seeing that he is the hurdle for us. But today, Bairstow did well. Butler looked okay. Moeen Ali was chipping in. Rory Burns also, played his good part yesterday as well. He was unfortunate to not get to his 50. Now, 3rd, 4th, and 5th test, I'm pretty sure these guys will be back with a bang, and they're approaching their best form, and they might trouble us with the bat as well. Joe Root is already there, so
okay.
Yesterday as well, I told you that. Yesterday as well, I told you that this is the best chance for India to win this series because England is not looking that sharp. But everything is done and dusted. Very unfortunate.
It could be though. It could be, and again, let's hear from Kunal and Sanika this one. It could be almost that it was the perfect time in a 5-test series to get a little slap. It was a good time to be kind of go, Okay, let's just all remind ourselves this is a world-class England squad, regardless of missing Ben Stokes and Joffre, and that this is still a world-class squad. And we, the Sibleys and the Butlers and the Burns shouldn't be underestimated. It could almost be a great lesson at the perfect time.
Yeah, it is a good lesson, but then the point is we were in a good position. I mean, if from the start itself they were doing well, that would have been a different case. I mean, day one, if we were at point, like we were 3, they were 0. Now day 2 it was 2 and 1, and now they're actually at par, if not already ahead of us in this game. So that's really disappointing. And you see, even right now, technically speaking, the match is, let's say, equally poised. I mean, we still have an entire 10 wickets with us. Difficult, absolutely. I get Nitish's expressions over there. It's really difficult, but then the optimist in me is still saying, we can, if we manage to survive an entire day and score good enough, we can put pressure on them since they have to bat in the last inning. So that might turn in our favor. But then again, it might just be I'm getting too optimistic over here.
We want Bharat messages in the chat.
Yeah, where's Varnat now when we need her?
Oh, yeah. Thank you, by the way, to everybody who has already messaged in, to Bijwa. I hope I'm saying that right. Bijwa, to Samya as well, saying, hi, Bharat Army. Hi, guys. Thank you. We're happy, but now, okay, let's, yes, equally, Sanika, by the way, I was very happy to see that last ball, take a wicket. I'm like, great. So let's start tomorrow. Clean.
One point fresh. I would like before we go. 1 point, just 1 point.
Yes, please. Yes, please.
We shouldn't be very pleased. I'm always a critic. Apologies, but I'm always a critic because this same thing happened against New Zealand on day 3. We were saying that this match is going to be a draw. It's raining. All that stuff is happening. It should not. India might win it, but it is a draw. It is also looking like a draw. Kunal is really optimistic and really positive about it, but. As a neutral perspective, it looks like a draw. But India's history in England, where we have seen in the World Test Championship, we might lose as well. I won't say that we won't lose, but I would really want to win at least a draw.
A couple of things that I want to add regarding the toss. I think the decision of choosing to bowl was more to do with the lack of confidence in English batting than the conditions, because it wasn't that conducive to seam bowling. Probably an hour or so, but not that you would say that it was definitely a bowling day. The other thing where I think Nitish mentioned about how Moeen Ali chipped in again. When Moeen Ali came out to bat, Ishant Sharma was removed. Ishant Sharma had just taken Butler's wicket, and he had bowled only 3 overs in that spell, and he was removed from the bowling. And we know how good Ishant Sharma can be against left-handers, and he was just about to set up Moeen Ali. He was setting into a plan, and then he was removed from the attack. So that is why I said there have been a lot of small things that have not been done in the right manner today, whether it be the usage of Jadeja as a bowler in the last 3 test matches, or be the changes today. So somewhere Kohli has to reassess his plans. And lastly, like I said in the pre-match show, India really need to get Ashwin in the 11, regardless of what kind of pitch they play at, because I had spoken of in the pre-match show that how there is no way that Shardul is a better batsman than Ashwin. And I think today what we have seen is that when Virat does have 4 pace bowlers, he sometimes under bowls or is too impatient and might change them before they set into a rhythm. And then with the way Shami has always been, or even if you look at how Siraj is considerably inexperienced, you will get 1 or 2 bowlers who will not be disciplined enough. Even when the conditions get tougher for bowling, someone like Ashwin can hold a one end up. And I wouldn't really say that this is the first wake up call, because the wake up call came on the 4th day, where again we had somehow managed to pull the game back in the last session, which we did today. Because go at tea, England were only 50 runs behind, and they could have easily been only 7 or 8 down, and be looking to consolidate the lead further tomorrow. So again, we have sort of come back into the game after being behind for the first 2 sessions. The huge thing today is that Sam Curran didn't contribute at all. He was gone for a first ball duck. Else we could have easily been looking at a lead of 50 for at Stumps, and then England looking to consolidate even more. So which is why I said that this is still a 50-50 game. Someone like Ishant Sharma will come into play on day 5 because of his height and the variable bounce. So, but India still need to bat well and not get ahead of themselves. They should be looking to bat till tea normally, and then if there are only 2 or 3 down, then maybe look to attack and be aggressive to set a target towards for England, but not just come out swinging from the first session itself, which I thought was the plan on the final day of World Test Championship.
Yeah,
You're right.
Gurpreet, I would like to ask. Sorry, Tommy, I'm doing
Please,
your
no,
job
please
here
do.
for a moment.
Please do. This is our
Okay.
show. You can talk as much as you want. Go.
Yeah, I'll just ask you, Gurpreet, at one point. You mentioned about Kohli's changes, that he's not utilizing Jadeja, or removed Ishant Sharma when he shouldn't have. So is that a part that where Kohli is failing as a captain, or is it some? I won't say inexperience. He has done enough now to be a good captain. So what is it? Is it the captaincy as well? Some negativity in it, or how it is?
Today was one of his poor days as a captain. Overall, he's pretty good with the bowling changes. He's patient also. He sometimes understands when a batsman is setting up. He actually, because if you see, whenever a left-hander comes or comes out to bat, he gives the ball to Ashwin or Ishant Sharma straight away, because they know how they can work them over. And whenever India is playing in India, Jadeja gets a longish spell. Jadeja has sometimes bowled from one end for the entire session, especially when the need is to control some runs. But I don't know, maybe he was being too optimistic and too over ambitious today, where he just wanted to attack from through the paces throughout the day, which is why we lead some extra runs. Mohammad Shami is the perfect example of that. He kept going back to Shami, hoping that Shami will regain his mojo, but he didn't. He really didn't. And for 2 innings in a row, Mohammad Shami has been disappointing and given up, given runs at 4 runs and over, which you don't expect from someone like Shami, who's played 50 odd Test matches.
Yeah, true. Okay, let's move on to the positivity. You guys wanted positivity because this is the Positive Fans show. And then run at the message. She's the queen of positivity. She goes, only positivity. Smiley emoji. But Aaron is obviously it's infectious, because Aaron's like, don't worry, guys. India will bat 100 overs. England missed their chance of really dominating the game. You're right. It's kind of what you were saying, Gurpreet, with Curran going out as he did. You're like, actually, that was their chance. So in the same way we've missed chances or we've not capitalised on opportunities, so have they. And then it says that Bumrah over to Jimmy Bairstow was obviously outstanding. I think he was purposely bowling no balls just to trouble Jimmy, is what Aaron says. So it's all part of a strategic plan. Of course it is. It's all going to come together. Kunal, what's going to happen tomorrow?
So not sure about tomorrow. One thing about today's bowling, I loved Indian bowlers. When Anderson came to bat, they were like, "Stump gaye baat mein, main Anderson ko marunga." Like they were just hitting Anderson constantly. And I think it was a part of the strategy to get him injured so that kal bowling ke liye nahi aayega. But anyway, talking about tomorrow, he seems fit, and it's going to be really difficult.
Why?
Yeah, hopefully he's not. But then on a serious note, I think it's going to be really difficult tomorrow. We have to survive the entire day, and we can't just go out swinging. We cannot play risky shots tomorrow. That's the main thing. Pujara, Kohli, and Rahane have to actually anchor the innings and make sure that we are on the crease by the end of the day. Like today, they managed to survive the entire day. Last ball they got out, but then similarly tomorrow, entire day, if possible, try out fifth day as well. But it's going to be really difficult.
Yeah, and I guess kal barish predicted hai.
Hopefully.
Tomorrow is Sunday, so
hopefully.
fingers crossed.
Well, it's a maybe. It's a maybe. Like it might rain here for a little bit, but I don't think it's going to be anything too heavy. We should get quite a lot of cooking. Please, go great.
Yeah, on the tactic of bowling bounces to Anderson, which was being followed by Bumrah and then Shami. This was similar to what Australia were doing against Indian tail as well in Australia. Some people might enjoy it, but as per the rules of game, as per rules of cricket, if the umpire deems the lower order batsman to be not capable enough of facing bouncers, he can actually ask the bowlers to not bowl it. Because it can become a bodyline injuring tactic, and I think that umpires need to be more cognizant of this fact. We can joke around about an injury here or there, but it does ultimately affect the quality of cricket, and that is how we lost Mohammad Shami in the first test at Adelaide. So I think somewhere umpires also have to be more cognizant of the short ball tactics, especially against the 9, 10, 11s, because if the batsman isn't capable of it, then it's not becoming a cricket game. It's just becoming a boxing game through the ball being a medium. So it might be fun at a point of time for an over or so, but if it's becoming something very consistent, then we might have too many injuries for the bowlers happening, and it might backfire as well, because our tail is perhaps the worst. So
Not perhaps the worst. It is the worst. They are the worst.
Yeah.
all
Yeah,
the big
so we
60s.
so we might lose we might lose more bowlers. I won't be surprised if Mark Wood does the same tomorrow to Bumrah or Siraj if our bowlers. So I think this is where the umpires actually need to step in, because you don't want to be injuring players deliberately,
you're right.
even more so.
No, I think definitely agree. Nitish, on to tomorrow then. What's got to happen tomorrow?
Tomorrow we need to bat really deep. To be honest, openers would be the key. I don't trust on middle order Pujara, Kohli, and
Oh God.
Rahane. To be honest, this is what is happening. So yes, and if KL Rahul and Rohit Sharma could bat the entire session, it will be wonderful. And
In many respects, that's what we saw today. Because Joe Root probably thought the same, but Joe Root probably looked down and thought, "Man, it's on me. It's on me to stay in the game and to play a smart day's Test cricket." And
that's what I mentioned in the first segment. In the first Test, what happened? Nobody was. He scored a century in that match as well, but nobody was there on the other end to support him. Today he found some support. Maybe it was 40 runs from one side, maybe it was 60, maybe it was 30s, but he still got that thing, and they could get a lead of 27. And in the next matches, it might increase as well. So that is the only trouble. The golden period in the series is already over. That is a concern for us. So I don't know. In the first test, we had a chance to win. The rain washed it off. Tomorrow, we need rain now. We
need such a show.
I don't know. So, okay, just so I know, what am I praying for tonight? What am I praying for? How do I direct my prayers? Is it to the weather gods? Is it to the cricket gods? Is it to who?
You should pray for the form of 3, 4, and 5. If not this test match, if not this test match, it will definitely keep India in good stead for the remaining 3 test matches of the series, and hopefully the South Africa tour as well, which follows after this.
Yeah. Oh wow, we're already thinking ahead to the next tour. Wait. Steady, good kid. It's one show at a time, one test at a time. Thank you guys. And are you all happy? Cozy? Well, I tell you what. No, have a little rest now. It's late at night. Sleep on this day. Sleep on this day's cricket at Lord's. It was a packed out crowd. Our Bharat Army fans as well were all there, flying the flag for our team, making a lot of noise, but ultimately a solid performance from Joe Root, captaining England to a solid run score. But play picks up tomorrow morning. We'll be here with our Fan Doosra show from just before everything all begins. So join us again here. Thank you to all the comments coming in. Thank you everybody who's been a part of the show. But we'll catch you guys in the morning now. On behalf of BATV, catch you later. See you later, guys. Thank you.
Good night. Bye.